Hello, and welcome to 5 Minute Math. Today, for our number talk, we are looking at two different fractions, and we're trying to figure out is 14/25 more or less than 1/2. Now, if we wanted to, we could turn these into decimals and we can compare, but how can we do it with simply number sense? Well, one way to think about this would be what happens if we double this fraction? So when I say double this fraction, I mean simply I'm just going to add it to itself. So remember, when we add fractions, we need to have the same denominator, and then when we add them, the denominator doesn't change. It's simply the unit that we're using. We're using 25ths. So 14/25 and another 14/25 is going to make 28/25. Well, that's quite a bit bigger than 1, because if I double my 1/2, right, 1/2 plus 1/2 is going to make 1 whole, which is in this case 2 halves. So when I double 14/25, I get greater than a whole. Then this makes me think that 14/25 is probably going to be greater than 1/2. But how can I know for sure? Well, another way to think about it would be, what is half of our denominator? Okay, so our denominator is 25. Unfortunately, it's an odd number. But if I had a denominator of 24, half of that would be 12. If I had a denominator of 26, half of that would be 13. So that 25 is going to go right in the middle. What's in between 12 and 13? It might look a little strange, but we could just put 12.5. You can actually have a decimal in the numerator. So I'm comparing now 14 and 12.5, and if it helps, we can make this 14 and 0/10, 12 and 5/10. Which one's bigger? Definitely the 14. So those are the two different ways that I can think of. Maybe you can think of a different way to prove that 14/25 is greater than 1/2.